622 and 1 in 3 women have been impacted by domestic violence. Patricia Jackson is one of them. She survived an abusive marriage and then buried 2 of her own children. But instead of crumbling, she reflects back on all that she's been through with a wisdom that helps her move forward stronger. Somehow, through all of that pain, she found her purpose. In today's Everyday Inspiration, we are introducing you to Patricia Jackson.
When Patricia Jackson thinks back on her teenage years, she remembers, like many young people, wanting to be like her friends.
I was one of those hot chicks.
She started going out with boys and ignored her parents, getting married at just 18 years old. The relationship turned abusive, but Patricia stayed.
I thought I was in love. I wanted to prove a point and show those that was telling me don't do it, that I did it. And look where I am.
As the years went by, things got worse and worse. At one point, she found her husband in bed with another woman. Patricia had 2 daughters during their relationship, and 4 years in, she was pregnant with her 3rd child.
I was pushed down the stairs. And the next morning when my daddy got up to go to work, he found me laying down on the pave in a pool of blood, and the baby hadn't fell out of me. And I said no more.
Patricia finally walked away.
I couldn't go no more. I was worried more than that.
Only to have domestic violence become a part of her life again. Nearly 20 years ago now, her daughter, Dominique, found herself in an abusive relationship, but she didn't get to move on. Her boyfriend killed her, stabbing her in the neck with a syringe, with her 1-year-old twins in the apartment.
I was angry. I was angry and I had a lot of hate.
Patricia's story does eventually get better. She finds a healthy relationship, remarries, and raises her 2 grandchildren. But none of it was enough. She says God was sending her messages that she needed to do something else, but she didn't know what until it came to her in a vision.
And I said, oh my God, this is what you want me to do.
Patricia says that God wanted her to start a battered women's shelter. It took 10 years of planning, but today, Beyond the Veil is a domestic violence shelter and resource center, which has 6 rooms for battered women and their children.
I'll help them find housing. I'll help them get a job.
Looking back on her journey, Patricia has learned that it pays to be real in life.
Stop pretending. Open up, let somebody know when you're hurting. Don't try to put that happy face on when you're sad.
All those years ago, when Patricia finally stopped pretending that she had a good relationship, she was able to save herself. And by admitting her truth now, she will be able to save so many others.
And the location of the shelter is kept a secret for safety reasons. It's been operating for 3 years now, and Miss Patricia has already helped more than a dozen women.
And it really is a neat place, and she is looking for donations. She loves support. My wife and I met her through her grandson, Jeffrey Miller, who was in the Tipitinas Foundation program, then got a full scholarship to the Berkeley School of Music up in Boston. Just, it's a neat family.
Yep, they've been through so much, but as you said, thank you so much for introducing me to her, because the grandkids are doing
great.
Wonderful. She's doing wonderful, and guys, they really need a new floor at the shelter. So if you would like to support her efforts, write down this number. It's 504-259-4844, and you can make a donation.
All right, and she really does great work and helps a lot of people.
She does, and I love that she just is sharing her truth, because as she said, you can't help other people if you lie about what you've been through, or you don't really share with people what you've been through.
That's a great point. Thank you for that story.
Still